In this video, we're going to show you how to take a PDF and do a number of things with it. Parse out the number of pages in the PDF, parse out a single page in the PDF, and most importantly, all do this within the 23AI autonomous database. This is a look at the end of this video at what will happen. You'll be able to see a table where you've got a blob column with the number of documents. You'll be able to select from this table any document and get the number of pages that exist within that document. You'll be able to combine functions, so you'll be able to extract a single page with a function directly within the database. And last but not least, we'll show you how you can not only extract a page, but save it back into the database or save it into object storage. Here's a look at object storage. You can see that 3 files are there. If I hit refresh, we can see our one page was extracted. So we're going to start from the very beginning, and the first thing we're going to do is going to create an autonomous database. We're going to make sure that we put the version of 23AI because we're using all the new features there. And we'll click Create. Now, while the database is being provisioned, you'll also want to go up to Storage, into your buckets. And if you don't already have one, you want to create a bucket. You see I've already created one called vector files. Your namespace will be needed. It's found right here, and this is the name of the bucket. You will also want to make sure that you upload a few files as well, sample PDFs, when going through this exercise. Let's go back and see if our database is up and running. Now that our database is running, let's go up here and open our SQL web developer. We're going to paste in a few commands, and the first thing we're going to do is create a new vector, a new user called vector. Next, we'll add a number of roles and rights to this user so that we can perform the necessary actions in this lab. After the user is created, let's go over here and we're going to create a new Apex workspace. We want to use an existing database schema called vector for the user we just created, and we'll give it a password. Now let's go ahead and log into our workspace. And we'll go to SQL Workshop, SQL Commands. The first thing we're going to do is create a table called Documents to store our PDFs as a blob. Next, we'll go ahead and create a new credential. Let's go ahead here and query to make sure that our credential went through okay. We can see it. And with the credential in place, we can now query object storage directly from the database to see the files that we're going to work with throughout our session today. Now I'm going to go up here and switch this to PL SQL, and we're going to run a little code segment. This segment will use our credential, query the PDFs, and then insert the documents into the table we created earlier so we can leverage them directly in the database as a blob. Once that completes, we're going to go ahead and query the table itself. And we can see that all 3 documents are in there, stored locally inside the database. For this next part of the demo, if you're not familiar with Node.js, we're going to actually go out here. We've installed Node. If you haven't done that already, there's a link to show you how. It only takes a few seconds to do so, a few minutes actually. And once installed, we're going to show you how to kind of use the basics for the code sample we have here today. So we're going to create a new directory. We're going to drop into that directory itself. Let's go ahead and clear that. We're going to initiate a new Node package. All right. There we go. We've got our package itself. We're going to check to see if we have any modules installed. We should see none to start with. And then we're going to install a module that we're going to use for our code today called pdf-lib. This is actually the JavaScript code that parses the PDF, extracts the pages, that page numbers, that sort of thing. All right, so now we can see that that is installed. Next, we're going to need to go to this directory. So I'm just going to open up the package file. So let's go ahead and open file. And we're going to be packaging this up as a module, so we need to add this line of code. So let's go ahead and save that. All right, inside of my GitHub, you'll not only see all the instructions in the README, but the code base index.js is right here. We're going to want to download that or clone that and copy it into this folder. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and open up that file for us that we just copied over. All right, now I did put a test case in here. This is just a simple test case that you can run locally that passes in a base 64 PDF and does a quick count to get the number of pages. So to test this, just uncomment there. Now once the code is uncommented, let's go back over here and we can just run our simple test case. And you can see that it spit out the right amount of code. So now we'll go back. Let's comment this back in. Save it. And we're really ready for the final step, which is to package this up as a bundle so that we can load it in the Oracle database into our MLE engine. So you can copy and paste this. This is going to create a bundle called PDF transform. There we go. So we see our bundle. And we're all ready to go back and load this in the database. So let's go back into Oracle Apex over here. We're going to go up into our object browser. It's one of the things I like about version 24.2. It's definitely made this easy. So we're going to create a new MLE module called pdf-lib, and we're going to upload the bundle that we just created and create our MLE module. Now once the module is created, we're going to create a new MLE environment, and we're going to include our module in this environment. And this is really what we'll call to construct our function inside the database. Once that's created, let's go back into our SQL workshop. Well, if you want to see what is available for you for MLE environments, this is just a simple query. It'll become more useful as you have more environments out there. The other thing we're going to want to do is select star from documents. And you want to take number of these IDs. These IDs will be, you'll need to fill them in the steps to come. Now, one of the things I really like about Apex, it's got a built-in JavaScript execution environment. We're going to put a code block in here. I'm going to go ahead and put in one of the IDs. We're going to look at file number 3. I'm going to set my environment to the MLE environment we just did, so it includes our pdf-lib module. I'm going to go ahead and run it. Selected the blob from the table for ID3, the document, put it into a unit array. We pass that to our function we created in Node.js, and then we're going to output the number of pages. And in this case, we see it's got 155 pages. So this is just a quick test case. Now, another one is once we've kind of tested it, we can simply put it into a function. So let's go ahead and create a database function to leverage this JavaScript code. And once the function is created, we can call it in queries or however we like. Now let's move on to a touch more complex example. In this one, we're going to, once again, we're going to call our JavaScript functions that we have. I'm going to put in ID3. Okay. We're going to query it. We're going to get the blob for ID3 and a few other fields. We're going to pass that to our function to get the number of pages, to extract the number of pages just like we did before. Okay. And then when we come back, we're going to actually extract a page and insert that page into our documents table, that single page from the document. For our example, we're going to extract page 2 right here. All right, and there's our output. We can see it had 155 pages in the document. We extracted page 2. The new size of the PDF is 1, and that is inserted. So let's go ahead and check to make sure it got there. we can see page 2 from our document. Now, much like we did for the first function, we're going to create a second function that enables us to just extract a page from a single page from a document. So let's go ahead and create that, and then we can test it. Now, this is just a simple query. We're going to extract page 3, and then we're going to get the page count, just so you can see it running in context of a query. All right, now let's get a little bit more complex. So let's say that you wanted to parse it and save it back into object storage. I'll run this query again. This is looking once again at our object storage bucket and the 3 files there, not looking at the documents table where we're storing them as a blob. And we can go in here and we can say, hey, let's extract page 3 from the document. So we'll put in these parameters. I'm going to put here for document 3. And then upload that via db-misclop put object into object storage. So essentially we're going to both create this single PDF of a page and save it outside the database. Now if I go back and run the same query, we can see page 3 has successfully been placed in object storage. And that's a look at how you can essentially manipulate or extract contents from PDF from directly within the database. A few notes before I leave. The library, the JavaScript library, is pdf-lib. This link will be in the notes if you want to reference here. There is much more that you can do with the documents themselves, from creating to parsing. This was just a simple example of how to begin to use this library inside the database natively. Similarly, I did document all steps in my sample code on my Git repo, so you can follow along. I do advise that you watch this video first before going through the steps.